We will go over some of the most popular forms and paperwork you might encounter as an assisted FSBO seller. You can always access these tools and resources here under the Resources tab on our website. The first one is a deal sheet in Excel format. A deal sheet is essentially a transaction summary that is sent out after an offer has been accepted. Typically, the listing agent will circulate a completed deal sheet to all lawyers and all brokers on both sides. Our team has already taken the liberty of filling out our information as the seller's broker. Feel free to fill out the rest on your side, have the buyer's agent fill out their side of the deal sheet, and then feel free to circulate this between all parties as discussed. The next document is a REBNY Financial Statement. This is a common personal financial statement that listing agents will ask for when buyers submit an offer in New York City specifically. It is definitively required for co-ops, but many condo listing agents will ask for this as well when buyers wish to submit an offer. This is what it looks like. The first page is most important. Essentially, it shows assets, liabilities, expenses, as well as income. And there is a second page as well, where you can provide more detailed information about specific accounts and such. A REBNY financial statement is especially important if you are selling a co-op, because many co-ops will have their own set of co-op financial requirements, such as specific down payment requirements, maximum debt to income ratio requirements, and such that may differ from what banks require and oftentimes are more strict than what banks may require. The next agreement is a one-time showing agreement. This is really only useful for traditional for sale by owner sellers, or in the case of an assisted FSBO seller, if the buyer's agent is not a member of the MLS. So for example, if the buyer's agent is an individual broker who has not bothered to join the REBNY RLS or the One Key MLS, then he or she may require some sort of commission agreement, which essentially says that you will, as the seller, pay him or her the commission for consummating a deal with his or her client. Again, this is unnecessary if the buyer's agent is a member of the MLS, as the commission we have offered on your behalf is contractually offered to all other members of the same MLS. This is an example of what it looks like. The next one is a seller commission invoice waiver. So before closing, the attorneys on either side will typically ask the brokers to send in their commission invoices. Since you do not owe the listing broker a commission, you can simply use this commission invoice waiver instead. Simply fill it out and then send this to us for e-signature. After you have that, you can send this to your attorney, who will be asking for the listing broker's commission invoice. This will demonstrate that any claim of commission has been waived. We've also included some optional disclosure forms related to current events, such as COVID-19. For example, here we have a phase 2 disclosure form, which informs potential buyers or anyone who may step into your property or who may encounter other people in your property, such as tenants, anyone who needs to enter your property, such as appraisers, etc. This informs them of the risk of COVID, and ideally, if you are able to have them sign it or at least present it to them and they acknowledge, it might provide some measure of protection for you in case of someone getting sick due to COVID. Additionally, this is a health screening questionnaire that you can present to potential buyers, buyer's agents, or anyone really who wishes to enter your property. This is an optional form, of course, but it is a nice way of potentially screening and again demonstrating a measure of responsibility before letting anyone enter your property. And of course, this is an additional one, this limitation of liability form, similar to the above NYSAR COVID disclosure form, except this is provided by Rebney. This is what the phase 2 NYSAR COVID-19 disclosure form looks like. This is what the health screening questionnaire looks like, provided by Rebney. And this is what the limitation of liability form looks like from Rebney. Again, this form is similar in intent sent to the NYSAR Phase 2 disclosure form. Here are some additional state-mandated disclosure forms. The most relevant ones that you should be aware of are the lead paint disclosure forms, which typically your lawyer will also have all parties sign during the contract process. However, this is something to keep in mind, especially for properties built before 1978. It is mandatory to present a lead paint pamphlet and to have this disclosure form sent and signed by both the buyers, the sellers, and as well as the agents. This is a new regulation that came out in 2020. We have actually included all of these disclosure forms and sent them to you when you e-signed your flat fee listing agreement. However, it is important to present this to all interested parties who come to your property to demonstrate that you abide by fair housing laws. It's quite important, actually. It's not something that anyone is required to sign, but we as listing brokers are required to present this to anyone we come into contact with. And as a do-it-yourself seller, if you come in contact directly with a buyer, we recommend doing so as well, just out of an abundance of caution. The same thing goes for these agency disclosure forms. During a traditional sale, a listing agent is required to present this once first substantial contact has been made. However, as a do-it-yourself seller, if you have direct contact with direct buyers, you're not required to present this since you are not licensed, and as an individual member of the public, you are not required to abide by these rules. However, it is nice, if you wish, out of an abundance of caution, to also include this in the other disclosure forms that you provide to interested buyers, just to demonstrate that the listing broker, us, well, we represent you and obviously not the buyer. So there you have it. We hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit like or subscribe. We do come out with content on a regular basis. And of course, if you're looking to sell property in New York, we can help you save up to 6% on the south side through our assisted FSBO listing service. And if you're looking to buy, we can help you save up to 2% on your purchase through our buyer agent commission rebates. Again, my name is Chris at Hauseit, and I'll see you on the next one.